Hello and welcome to Travel Beans. Today we are in Sherwood Forest in Robin Hood County. Hello everyone and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Emma and this is Alex. We are a couple who have been travelling the world for the past 7 years and today we are exploring Sherwood Forest.
Now you probably know about this forest from a very famous English folklore tale of Robin Hood. And maybe you didn't even know that this forest exists. Well, it turns out it does, because we're here. This video we're going to be exploring this ancient woodland and learning a little bit about our mate Rob.
I'm a little bit concerned. We've just heard a massive crack of thunder and we are out in the open, exposed to the elements. This is gross. This is hailing and raining and the forecast promised us sunshine. We're out in the woods, not adequately dressed as per usual. Good morning everyone. We went out yesterday attempting to film a video. As that was a complete washout, we have decided today to wake up super early, head out and try and get another video done without getting rained on. While we're here, we are staying with the YHA Sherwood Forest, which is located right in the middle of Sherwood Forest. The visitor centre is right across the street and you also have a ton of beautiful trails and walks to go on. Staying in hostels does not always mean staying in dorm beds. Here we have a double bed and it's perfect for families because you can even have a kid up top. Anyway, it is 7:30 now, the sun is up and it is time for us to go and explore the forest. Hopefully, because it's so early, it will be nice and quiet out there.
You might have heard of Sherwood Forest from the famous English folklore of Robin Hood. This legend is from about the 12th or 13th century, but at the time, the word forest didn't actually mean what we know it to be today. The word forest was actually just a designated hunting ground for the royal family. So this forest at the time was built up of a variety of different landscapes and it didn't look exactly how we see it today. Interestingly, pollen records show that there has been a forest on this site since the Ice Age, which is over 10,000 years ago.
Behind me is the major oak tree, which is believed to be over 1,000 years old and was even voted as Britain's favourite tree. And I certainly didn't get the voting form, so I am furious. The major oak features in a lot of the Robin Hood stories as both a meeting point for him and his merry men, but also as a hiding place in the hollow trunk of the tree. There are many variations of the Robin Hood story.
Even some of the major characters in the story have changed throughout time. For example, Maid Marian, Robin's love interest, wasn't added until the 16th century. And Friar Tuck was not always in the stories. This even comes down to his enemies. In some stories it was King John, but more consistently it was usually the Sheriff of Nottingham, which interestingly they still have in Nottingham to this day.
We're not sure if Robin Hood was even a real person. However, his story dates back to ballads in the 12th century. If Robin Hood did exist, it is very likely that he would have ended up somewhere like an oubliette. To put it simply, it's a hole in the ground where you're left to die, and there is no way in and no way out. And also, when you get thrown in the oubliette, your records go with you. So it would make sense as to why Robin Hood is merely a legend and that we don't have any actual evidence that he existed. If you want to learn more about the oubliette situation, then go and check out our castle video at St. Breville's.
Another theory is that the name Robin Hood derives from the word rob. Court records show that a number of Robin Hoods appeared in court over the centuries, and they believe it could be kind of a placeholder name, a bit like John Doe. One thing we can be for sure though, is that Rob and his merry men were probably not good people. So these outlaws running around with bows and arrows, prancing around in the woods, they're up to no good. I don't trust them. There is no way they're stealing from the rich and actually giving the money to the poor. There is one interesting theory that I was reading that actually Robin Hood was kind of a libertarian who believed that the taxation was wrong. It was their own way of taxing the evil overlords. That's enough Robin Hood for the day. We're going to go enjoy the rest of our walk in Disney style.
As we got up so early this morning, we didn't have time for breakfast, and we thought actually we've been on so many picnics before but never a breakfast picnic, so today seemed like the perfect day to give it a go for the first time. We got ourselves a flask of good old English breakfast tea, and I've got myself some lovely fresh strawberries here, but I think what we're all really excited about is what Alex has hidden away in his pocket.
These deep pockets are not for no reason. They are harbouring a couple of things. Now, you've seen this first one before. It's a Scotch egg, but this time it's premium. Maybe. Okay, well, it doesn't say premium, but it looks premium. Definitely premium. I've talked about Scotch eggs in previous videos. Not going to go into too much detail, but basically breadcrumbs, sausage meat, and an egg inside. If you come into England, make sure you try this as one of your top snacks. And finally, because everyone deserves a treat every now and again, we have got ourselves a Rocky Bar. Now, I know instantly the British people watching have probably rolled their eyes and like, Alex, why are you showing people a Rocky Bar? Basically, in the supermarkets, there is lots of multi-packs of many different chocolates that you can't buy individually. Rocky Bar is one of them. Firstly, you know it's good because look, it says fuel for big adventures. This chocolate bar specifically represents all of the multi-pack chocolate bars that you can buy in England because I think they're all delicious and you should try a range if you come here. So a Rocky Bar is just biscuit, bit of caramel, covered in chocolate, kind of like a squashed out Twix. In England, we never seem to have grown out of having school lunches, like sandwiches, crisps, and a little chocolate bar. And one of these little bad boys will be a common feature in little children's lunchboxes up and down the country. Can you believe that people do this unironically? Like, we know you've left the camera on!
We wanted to take the rest of this video to discuss our future travel plans with you guys.
So, as a lot of you know, we are going away soon, and actually we have one last week of filming here in the UK, then 1 week of teaching, and in 2 weeks today, we're flying to Turkey.
We've set ourselves a challenge to go to every continent as digital nomads.
So a few years ago we left England with the aim to become digital nomads, and we only had £500 between us in our bank account. This time we have so much more! 4 times the amount, that's right, £1,000 each.
Obviously travelling Europe is a little bit more expensive than travelling Thailand, so we've tried to make up for this by having a bit of extra cash. Also, we want to be able to afford to make all the content that we want to make. We don't want to be half-arsing it this time.
But you're thinking £2,000 between 2 people isn't very much, and that is right. But as digital nomads, we know that we can earn money in any continent, and we want to prove that it's possible.
So here's the pickle we find ourselves in now. We originally planned to go to all the continents within 1 year, but now we're starting to think that slower travel is a better option and maybe we should do it in 2 years.
On our last big journey, we found that it was very easy actually to be digital nomads. The problem was to be digital nomads and content creators. It was very difficult to keep regularly making content.
The challenge we set ourselves last time, leaving with £500, was great for becoming digital nomads, but when it came to creating content, we had no money to do anything, guys.
An important thing that we learnt last time was that staying in Airbnbs is usually the same price for 2 weeks as it is for a month, because you can get massive discounts up to 50% if you stay for a whole month.
This is another reason we're debating the slow travel, because not only will it be better for content and saving more money, but it will actually be cheaper for living costs.
It will be very efficient for us for teaching, because we can set aside specific time to be able to teach, and we don't have to worry about the internet because we know that our base is going to have that, and then we can travel off away from it and come back to it when we need to.
So guys, let us know in the comments, what do you think we should do? The longer option for 2 years or the shorter option of just 1 year?
Whatever you comment, we're probably going to make the decision ourselves, but we would love to know what you think about it. So that's it for your dose of the beans for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and leave us a comment.
And anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Beans out!